make sure you take care of your humbleness. Don't ever let the comments atau the attention get to you.
Hai, welcome back to Her World A Chat With. Dan kali ini spesial banget karena akan ngobrol sama Iwet Ramadan adalah laki-laki, bukan perempuan. Karena biasanya Her World A Chat With itu perempuan.
Oh, okay.
Dan kali ini laki-laki. Setelah Daniel Mananta, kali ini kita punya Gabriel Prince. Hai.
Halo.
Ini dia tuh fenomenal banget ya. Jadi namanya selalu kesebut. Terus kemudian his video, his post always on my explore, on my FYP. Terus udah gitu akhirnya mulai diomongin orang. Cuma aku nggak pernah kenal dia. Aku kenal kakaknya dan juga perhaps mamanya. How are you?
I'm really good.
You're
I'm really
good.
Thank you.
You're good.
Yes.
Aku banyak banget yang pengen aku tanya sama kamu loh.
Okay.
So you start your career from TikTok actually.
Yeah.
Ya. Your video itu nggak sengaja went viral on 2019.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened after that?
Oke, jadi all of this happen karena ketidaksengajaan ya.
Mention your friends. Namanya
Yes.
siapa yang
Jadi
yang iniin
my
kamu?
friend Reina,
Uh-huh.
dia waktu itu rekamin beberapa clips aku di sekolah. Dan kebetulan waktu itu di sekolah kita lagi ada music festival day, jadi kita boleh pakai baju bebas.
Oke.
Terus ya dia kayak iseng rekamin beberapa clips, and then tiba-tiba the next day videonya viral banget. Padahal when she first uploaded the video, I told her to delete it actually.
Really?
I told her to delete it because I thought I looked ugly in that video.
Oke.
Terus ya honestly the first hour ya cuma beberapa orang yang nonton doang. Kayak I'd say around 100, paling banyak 500. And then tiba-tiba aku bangun-bangun, my notifications kayak ding 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 ding. And then the video had like 1 million views.
Wow.
After that.
Oke.
So
What was the song?
the song I forgot the song actually.
Oke.
I forgot the song. Tapi
Okay.
it's just she used a viral song on TikTok. And
Ah.
she added the clips of me at school gitu.
Iya,
Karena
iya,
waktu
iya.
itu TikTok lagi masa-masanya yang kayak schoolboys
Yes.
gitu-gitu.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
era.
yeah.
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 Setelah itu baru kamu bikin your own account
Yeah.
on TikTok.
The next year actually.
The next
The
year,
next year.
not right after.
No.
Oke.
No.
Nah, pertanyaannya gini, waktu akhirnya kamu bikin your own account, how's the response? Was also awesome like the video before?
Yes, I'm very thankful karena ya sebenarnya aku nggak nyangka kan semuanya bakal terjadi secepat ini, and I was very shocked when I got all the attention from other people because I'm actually a very shy person. So receiving so much attention from people, I didn't really know how to handle it. And
Okay.
then,
Okay.
when I made my TikTok account, I didn't expect it to be like langsung rame, langsung kayak orang-orang pada ketemu account itu. As soon as I posted my first video, I remember I just had a lot of attention, and then my Instagram also started going up as well. So I guess waktu itu aku masih kayak kurang apa ya? I didn't really believe it. Kayak I didn't really know how to handle it. And I was receiving so much attention, so much comments at once. I didn't know whether or not kayak I should act different atau kayak kalau misalnya kayak this is all supposed to happen gitu. Just feelings of doubt and stuff
Oke,
like that.
ini juga menarik karena aku juga lihat interview kamu sama sama Vincent dan Desta waktu itu. Terus kamu bilang kan, ya abis itu aku bingung mesti ngapain sampai akhirnya sekarang aku nggak mungkin keluar rumah dengan pakaian yang nggak pantas gitu misalnya kan ya.
Yeah.
I wanna know like the exact feeling gitu ya, perasaan yang paling kamu rasain yang kamu bilang tadi bingung ketika receive so much attention tuh kayak apa sih?
I think I'm a perfectionist ya. Jadi kalau misalnya aku lakuin sesuatu, I have to do it perfectly. And when I was receiving a lot of attention from people, I didn't know how to portray myself as a person. That's why I'm very lucky karena waktu itu mama aku juga sempat di bidang yang sama, and dia sempat ada pengalamannya juga. Jadi aku sering ngobrol sama mama aja sih.
Terus mama kasih advice apa waktu itu?
Aku inget waktu itu her exact words itu dia bilang, just remember to be yourself. Don't ever try to be someone else.
I like that.
Yeah.
Terus?
And make sure you take care of your humbleness. Don't ever let the comments atau the attention get to you. Dia bilang gitu.
Ada perasaan yang, karena gini, ini kayaknya dialamin sama banyak sekali digital superstar, ya. tiba-tiba mereka booming, lalu kemudian dapat banyak sekali attention, dan kadang-kadang mereka kaget gitu kan ya dengan attention itu. Dan mereka bingung harus merespon itu. Sampai akhirnya ada yang mental breakdown dan sebagainya. Kamu pernah ngalamin kayak gitu juga nggak? Even though it's just like what? Baru 2 tahun, 3 tahun sebenarnya ya? Atau belum sampai ke situ?
Belum, thankfully belum sampai ke situ sih. Cuman ya, of course ada beberapa situations where I felt a bit overwhelmed because of the attention I was receiving. Tapi ya aku bersyukur banget karena the people around me, the people surrounding me, especially my family itu mereka support aku banget, and I can really feel the support. Jadi setiap kali I feel down atau misalnya there's something that's like affecting me, I can always go back to them. That's why their support really means the world to me.
Oke.
Gitu.
Ini menarik soal overwhelm ini ya. Can you elaborate? Bisa nggak sih kamu ceritain gitu sama kita? Overwhelmnya kayak apa sih? Attention seperti apa yang bikin kamu sampai overwhelm banget?
Sebenarnya, I think it's because of everyone's because I feel like people expect me to be a certain way. Gitu. Kalau misalnya aku udah masuk ke industri ini, ya aku tahu ya, of course people are gonna look at me, of course people are going to have an expectation of me. Cuman kadang-kadang aku merasa kayak I can't really live up to that expectation, karena aku masih sebenarnya ada banyak hal yang aku harus pelajarin dulu, dan ada banyak hal yang aku harus ngalamin dulu sebelum I feel like I'm actually comfortable and able to be myself in this industry. Karena if I'm being completely honest ya, there are some situations where I still feel a bit uncomfortable. Karena aku masih termasuk baru kan di bidang ini. Jadi yang pastinya aku masih harus belajar banyak, dan sometimes people get the wrong idea. Kalau misalnya aku lagi diem nih, kayak lagi sendiri, terus nggak ngobrol sama siapa-siapa. Orang-orang bakal pikir aku sombong. Padahal sebenarnya I'm actually a very shy person, and I'm trying my best to talk to people. Cuman kadang-kadang emang my social battery itu belum, I can't always keep it at 100% all the time.
I understand. Kadang-kadang juga sebenarnya untuk bisa sampai akhirnya bahasanya, I don't know whether you understand the word or not, luwes. Do you know luwes? Nggak tahu luwes. Luwes itu apa ya? Kayak relax mungkin ya. Relax ketika being in public, itu memang butuh training sebenarnya. Pasti akan butuh takes time untuk bisa nyampe ke situ gitu. Aku juga penasaran sebenarnya waktu kemudian kamu punya Instagram, terus kamu sering bikin video cover, sampai akhirnya Rosa kan DM kamu ya. Pertanyaan pertama adalah, nggak tahu ini udah pernah ditanya atau belum. Do you know who Rosa was?
I knew who Rosa was. Rosa sebenarnya salah satu artis Indo yang aku kenal sebelumnya. Like the only artist in Indo yang aku tahu was Rosa, Afgan, sama Raisa.
Karena Afgan sama Rosa pernah ada cerita. Jadi nyambung.
Yes, and waktu itu aku pernah lihat Afgan nyanyi di Gadis Sampul. And my sister waktu itu juga ikut Gadis Sampul.
Ini nama Afgan, Rosa. Nah, pertanyaan selanjutnya, begitu Rosa DM, what was your reaction?
Of course, I was yang pastinya shock ya. I didn't know how to reply. Respond. Aku langsung kayak, I went to my mom straight away and I was like, Mom, ini gimana ya?
Really? Beneran?
Iya, beneran.
Terus
langsung, gitu? Terus she was like, hah? Oh, bagus. Terus I was just confused. I was like, oh my God, do I accept it or not? Am I ready for this? Karena when she DM'd me, I was also getting that offer from SM.
I heard that also. Terus udah gitu.
Jadi waktu itu aku kayak masih bingung banget karena everything was happening so fast. Semua, and I was still in school masalahnya. Jadi I had to handle like this and school at the same time. Terus honestly I pushed it away for like a week.
Bener, kamu diemin?
No, nggak diemin, cuman kayak I thought about it for a week.
Oke, terus?
And then my mom was handling most of it sih sebenarnya.
Akhirnya ketemuin.
Akhirnya ketemuin. Cuman aku pas dipikirin lagi ya, I knew it was a really big opportunity. Yang pastinya kayak I also know that big opportunities kayak gini belum tentu datang 2 kali.
Correct.
Jadi kalau misalnya you already get an opportunity, you have to take it.
Back to SM Entertainment. Kan alasannya kamu bilang bahwa I'm not ready yet, my mental not ready, and the brand segala macam gitu ya. Itu kan juga part of yang kayak ini nggak akan 2 kali datang nih.
So the thing is kan dulu aku sebenarnya nggak tertarik sama dunia K-pop sama sekali. Dan I appreciate what they do. Yang pastinya I appreciate their efforts and I appreciate their music and their culture and stuff like that, of course. Cuman aku pribadi nggak tertarik sama stuff like that. Dan aku juga denger dari temen aku bahwa kalau misalnya aku masuk ke SM Entertainment, kalau masuk ke dunia K-pop itu secara image dan secara the way that you show yourself, itu bakal dikontrol sama mereka.
Correct.
Dan karena waktu itu aku masih sekolah, dan I felt like I had my biggest responsibility waktu itu masih sekolah. I chose to stay in Indonesia first. Karena at the same time I was getting attention here. Terus aku pengen bikin a name for myself here sebelum aku terjun di bidang lain.
Oke.
But then the main reason is because I can't be far from my family sih sebenarnya. Especially my mom.
Kamu tuh ini banget ya, family man banget kayaknya ya.
Yeah.
Kayak anak rumahan banget sebenarnya.
Sebenarnya nggak bisa dibilang kayak anak rumahan, cuman I am a family person. I'm a family person.
Jadi kalau misalnya nih kamu ambil tawaran SM Entertainment, then your mom must move to Korea.
That's why kayak aku juga denger kayak kalau misalnya
Kan nggak bisa tapi
iya, kan there's a training process kan.
Iya.
Belum tentu I can see or talk to my mom.
Yes.
So of course hearing that when I was like younger, terus aku juga masih sekolah, I was like, you know what, maybe next time gitu. Tapi
itu lewat DM juga waktu itu tawaran or email?
Email. They offered me for private audition actually.
Wow.
Private audition for SM.
Oke. Dan mereka dapat juga dari TikTok or dari mana mereka nemuinnya?
I don't know sih actually.
Or
Kemungkinan dari
maybe your
TikTok.
friends tag them like, hey, look at this talent from Indonesia.
Maybe. Sampai sekarang masih loh.
Oh
masih
iya?
pada nge-tag SM.
Oh iya?
Yeah.
So your fans masih kepingin kamu tetap direkrut sama
Yeah.
SM Entertainment.
Yeah.
Kalau sampai nanti ternyata akan datang lagi tawarannya, will you accept it?
Well, probably yes.
Probably yes. So you're ready now?
Can't say that I'm ready. Well, because still ada banyak hal yang aku harus ngalamin dulu to be able to be ready for something that big. But because I've experienced a bit of this industry, walaupun cuma di Indonesia, I would love to try something else in another country maybe. And I think that it would make my fans proud juga sih.
Seperti apa contohnya?
Kayak I would love to experience something new, experience a different culture, dan juga I want to see how strong I can be. Yeah, that's why I feel like kalau misalnya mereka offer aku lagi, that's why I'm gonna take it gitu.
Okay. Now let's go to your plan. Ya, kalau aku lihat di internet kan banyak sekali dibilang bahwa kamu melanjutkan pendidikan juga setelah ini. You just graduated, kamu baru lulus dari SMA kan ya. Terus kemudian kamu mau melanjutkan sekolah music arts?
Yes, musical arts.
Musical arts.
Yes.
Pilihannya Amsterdam, University of Amsterdam. Kenapa spesifik ke sana?
Okay, jadi maybe this is a biased answer. Cuman dari dulu emang aku suka banget sama the European culture, European vibes, dan kebetulan aku juga ada beberapa keluarga yang masih tinggal di sana. And I'm
Balik
also,
lagi karena ada keluarga di sana.
Oh ya.
You will feel safe.
I've also never been there actually. I've never been to Amsterdam. Jadi I would love to experience their culture di sana. Terus aku juga dengar the musical arts curriculum di University of Amsterdam itu bagus banget. That's why I really want to go there and see it for myself. Tapi balik-balik sih semuanya tergantung mama sih. Kalau misalnya dibolehin atau enggak. Kayak we don't even know kalau misalnya mama bolehin aku ke Amsterdam.
Loh, ini belum ada lampu hijau dari mama.
Belum.
Really?
Sebenarnya belum.
So ini udah went viral on internet, but your mom belum ini.
Justru setiap kali aku bahas ini aku selalu bilang, iya tapi ini tergantung mama sih at the end of the day. Karena she hasn't given me the green light for this.
Oke. Tapi kalau misalnya kita ngomongin soal your plan, your future gitu ya. Kamu tuh misalnya gini deh, kita berandai-andai gitu ya. Ngomongin 5 tahun dari sekarang, kamu ngelihat diri kamu kira-kira seperti apa? Jadi apa, lagi di mana, and what would you do?
5 years from now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So 5 years from now you were like 23.
23.
Right?
Masih muda lah.
Iya, masih muda lah. Younger from me.
23. Hopefully I'm still in this industry. Karena ya sebenarnya maybe I'm too young to say this, tapi I feel very comfortable here untuk sekarang, dan I feel like this is what I was meant to do. Jadi ya aku pengen pertahanin nama aku di industri ini sih. Jadi starting from now, I'm already starting to do small businesses. Like soon I'm gonna come out with my own fashion brand actually.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm starting to do like small businesses like that, because I feel like it's important to start from now. Soalnya aku juga tahu ya industri ini bakal naik turun terus. It's always going up and down.
Correct.
Jadi of course I can't. Mungkin sekarang this is my moment. Cuman in the future we never know what's gonna happen. So that's why I'm starting to do small businesses. And even when I go to when I go to college, I'm still gonna go back here from time to time. Kalau misalnya aku dapat job di sini, aku pasti bakal balik. So yeah, I really hope that I can make. I really hope that I can be successful in my own way. And yang paling penting for me is making my family proud sih, especially my mom, karena she's one of the strongest people in my life, and she's done so much for my family, and for me juga. So I would love to repay her for all of that.
Kita flashback yuk. Aku
Yeah.
jadi penasaran. Dari tadi kamu selalu udah mention itu berkali-kali. It's your mom, your mom, your mom. How was your childhood?
My childhood,
Yeah.
it was good.
It was good?
No.
I mean gini, kita ngomongin deh. Misalnya kayak kegiatan kamu tuh waktu kecil tuh ngapain aja sih? I mean like, apakah kamu juga main seperti anak-anak kecil lainnya? Terus kemudian like, kamu lebih suka main game, atau mungkin kamu lebih suka baca, atau kamu memang udah very musical since the beginning gitu. How was it?
So yeah, dari kecil ya I've always had a hobby in singing sih. Karena actually I come from a very musical family juga. Mama bisa nyanyi. My uncle juga bisa nyanyi. So basically for my mom's family tuh udah very musical. And aku tuh tipikal yang nggak suka main games sih sebenarnya, cuman for fun aja bareng teman-teman. Tapi I used to have a hobby in go-karting. Terus aku sempet join the swimming team for my school, tapi cuma sebentar. So I like to do little activities kayak gitu. But actually, because I've been mentioning my mom a lot, I feel like I should say this. Kan juga pasti banyak orang yang penasaran sebenarnya. Like my dad and my mom are actually divorced right now. And dari dulu, ya I've always been closer to my mom daripada my dad sih. Tapi ya sampai sekarang ya we still have a good, maksudnya kayak we have a okay relation gitu. Masih keep in contact from time to time and stuff like that. Cuman ya dari dulu aku emang udah kayak deket banget sama mama. I've always been a mommy's boy.
Kalau bisa dibilang tuh berarti kamu akan rela melakukan apapun untuk belain mama?
Yeah, for sure.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Something
yeah,
like that.
Bisa dibilang gitu.
Dan kalau misalnya mungkin one day you are married gitu ya, bisa jadi kamu akan tinggal di dekat rumah mama gitu, bisa jadi seperti itu?
Kayak enggak sih.
Enggak ya, kalau kayak gitu enggak ya?
Kalau
Sampai
itu
segitunya
enggak ya.
Sampai segitunya enggak ya?
Enggak.
Oke. I thought kayak misalnya tetap masih di satu compound yang sama gitu, enggak ya?
No.
I thought kayak gitu. Oke. Tadi ngomongin balik lagi soal future gitu ya. Kamu bilang bahwa kamu akan punya bisnis gitu. Kamu nggak kebayang bahwa kamu akan punya, say misalnya di umur 25 tahun, 23 tahun kamu udah ngelakuin your first concert music gitu. Nggak pernah ngebayangin kayak gitu.
So of course, yeah, I've had a dream to make my own concert and stuff like that, especially because I'm a singer. Tapi ya mungkin karena sekarang I've only been releasing music, tapi aku belum pernah kayak bener-bener dapet feel yang nyanyi di depan a whole stadium gitu. So I haven't really felt the real feeling of being a singer gitu. So maybe like hopefully in the future, yeah, I can experience stuff like that. But I also just found a new hobby for now, which is acting. Aku baru banget, my first movie just came out kemarin.
Julie, right? June ya?
June. June.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm finding a new hobby. So for now, menurut aku kalau misalnya aku jalanin dua-duanya, and kalau I can do that, ya, at the same time ya why not gitu.
Oke. Mana yang kamu lebih suka, acting or singing?
For now, sebenarnya aku suka dua-duanya. First I'm gonna say that. Cuman for the art and for the feeling, I would choose acting.
Acting?
Acting.
Really?
Ya, mungkin karena yeah, maybe I'm just following my mom sebenarnya, because like she used to act as well. But yeah, for now acting.
Apa hooknya yang bikin kamu bisa bilang bahwa ternyata lebih suka acting dan singing?
Well, nggak bisa dibilang gitu sih. I like the both of them.
Yeah, yeah,
Cuman I just kalau misalnya I'm playing a different character, terus aku kayak baca ceritanya dan I'm playing as someone else and I'm seeing myself on the screen, itu feelingnya kayak it's a surreal feeling.
Oke.
I just
Kayak lebih ada challenge-nya.
Lebih ada challenge ya bener.
Yeah.
Aku tipikal orang yang ngejar adrenaline terus.
Iya.
So,
whether you can nail the character or
yes,
not, bisa
bener
memportray apa yang diinginkan sutradara
Yes,
apa enggak, kayak gitu
bener-bener.
ya. Oke.
Yeah.
Oke, now still about masih ngomongin soal nyanyi ya. Kalau penyanyi luar, I don't know, mungkin dari Hollywood, Western,
Yeah.
or dari Korea atau dari manapun, yang kamu lihat kayaknya ini keren banget and I want to be, mungkin nggak kayak dia ya, tapi kayaknya ini gue bisa deh jadi kayak dia. Itu siapa kira-kira? Do you have names?
Siapa ya?
Atau mungkin yang your idol gitu?
Kalau idol nggak ada sih.
Nggak ada?
I don't have a role model for anyone. Cuman siapa ya? I don't know actually.
You don't know?
I
Atau
don't
mungkin
know.
musik yang lagi kamu dengerin gitu sekarang?
Music yang lagi aku dengerin.
Or maybe you can share your Spotify playlist.
So my favorite genre right now is R&B.
Okay.
Dari dulu R&B. Jadi I usually listen to Daniel Caesar, Jivion, and I've been listening to Nicki a lot actually from 88 Rising. And of course, yeah, Rich Brian and stuff like that. Cuman it depends. Kayak kalau my music taste itu depends on my mood. Cause I can say I like R&B. Cuman if I'm like in a hip hop or rap mood, I can listen to that for so long, and then go to like sad music, mellow music gitu.
Melonya tuh seberapa sih melonya kamu? Joji?
Yeah, you can say that.
Iya, atau ada yang lebih melo dari itu nggak?
Coldplay.
Coldplay, you consider Coldplay as mellow?
I think so.
Okay.
Some of the songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one? Yang mana yang menurut kamu yang mellow?
Sparks.
Fix You?
Sparks.
Oh, Sparks. Okay, terus.
And I forgot the title, tapi ada deh satu. There's one more, tapi aku lupa.
Okay. Kamu tuh consider yourself as emo nggak sih sebenarnya?
Enggak sampai kayak emo boy enggak sih.
Enggak ya.
Cuman, yeah.
What you consider yourself as what?
Like just a normal teenager, I don't know.
Tapi ini, tadi kamu nyebutin kamu juga suka R&B hip hop gitu ya. Cuma single kamu kan nggak R&B hip hop menurutku, right?
Yeah.
Kalau misalnya kamu punya, I know itu pasti banyak lah alasan kenapa akhirnya single yang dirilis seperti itu. Kalau misalnya nih, kamu punya kesempatan untuk benar-benar berkarya dari hati kamu yang paling dalam, musik seperti apa yang akan kamu bikin?
Yeah, I think I'll try with R&B first.
R&B.
Karena dari kecil I always listen to R&B songs, and I never grew out of it. Kayak aku nggak pernah bosan dengan that genre and stuff like that. So I'm definitely gonna try out R&B first. But honestly, I feel like the type of music I'm releasing itu also the type of music I listen to. Cuman it's apa ya? How can I say it? I feel like I can do something that's more me gitu.
Contohnya tuh gimana?
Contohnya kayak sebenarnya kan my first single and my second single itu ada songwriternya. And pas kita lewatin proses workshopnya, I really like the song and stuff like that. And it was done. Cuman mungkin aku belum terlalu dapet feel-nya karena I'm not the one who wrote the song gitu. That's why I feel more connected with my second single yang Maybe. Karena di verse kedua pas kita lagi workshop buat lagu itu, aku bareng teman-teman aku sempet bikin lyrics buat verse kedua yang bahasa Indonesia itu sebenarnya my idea and my friends. That's why I feel more connected to the song.
Okay.
That's why.
Alright, now last part.
Okay.
Kita ngomongin soal satu isu yang juga lagi diomongin sama banyak sekali anak muda, which is soal mental health issue.
Okay.
Ya, how do you see this? Karena to be honest gitu ya, from my generation, seeing the younger generation gitu ya, they are very care about that, membuat malah kita jadi aware, oh this is mental health.
Yes.
Gitu kan ya. Kita mungkin di zaman kita dulu nggak terbiasa untuk mengungkapkan itu dan malah kayak ya udah kita jalanin aja hidup. What do you think about this issue?
Okay, so I think everyone has the right to feel everyone has the right to feel the way they feel. Of course, everyone's feelings are valid. Cuman here's the thing. I feel like semuanya mulai dari mindset kita.
Yeah.
Sebenarnya there's a lot of situations in life that we can go through with just our mindset. Tapi balik-balik lagi, it depends on the people that we surround ourselves with. Dan juga kita harus benar-benar tahu diri kita sendiri dulu. Kita harus we have to learn about ourselves to the point that we know how to avoid situations yang bisa bikin our mental health bad.
Oke.
Gitu.
Kalau kamu sendiri, gimana caranya kamu merawat mental health kamu? Do you have any like specific things to do?
Sebenarnya sesimpel kayak listening to music atau just watching my comfort movie or spending time with the people that I love. Karena aku orangnya I really cherish the people that surround me. So I care a lot about my friends, of course, my family. Dan sebenarnya nggak bisa dibilang picky sih with my friends ya. I can't say that I'm picky, cuman I care about myself as a person. I prioritize myself karena I know that at the end of the day, the only person yang bisa take care of myself is myself. Gitu.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Jadi nggak pernah bergantung sama orang lain.
Bener. Dan ya of course ya aku pernah ngalamin beberapa situasi yang I had a toxic friend. Of course. Cuman I take everything in life as a stepping stone and a learning lesson. So usually when I feel like I'm stressed out atau lagi overwhelmed, I just usually kalau nggak spend time with my friends, I just watch a comfort movie or listen to my favorite songs. And dengan nggak secara langsung ya, that actually really helps me. I don't realize it straight away maksudnya. Cuman at the end of the day, I feel more relaxed, more calm.
Dan itu juga yang menjawab kenapa tadi ketika mendapatkan atensi lebih dari digital, kamu larinya balik lagi ke keluarga, to your friends, something like that. Soal isu healing. You know this term, right?
Iya, jaksel banget ya healing.
Kita healing dulu gitu. What do you think of this? I mean, ini tuh jadi kayak kalau buat aku ya pribadi, again kita gap usianya kan lumayan jauh nih. Aku jadi kayak ini kok jadi kayak overexpose ya.
No, that's why. Sebenarnya ya, aku kan sebenarnya I feel like for the people my age, kadang-kadang aku nggak terlalu connect sama orang-orang yang seumuran aku sebenarnya. That's why I like to talk to people that's older than me. Like you misalnya atau a lot of my friends, sebenarnya I have friends that are over 25. I usually like to talk to them about life and what they like how they think about life. Dan jujur ada baik yang dari mereka bilang bahwa the teens nowadays talking about mental health and talking about healing and stuff like that itu agak keterlaluan.
Really?
And honestly,
mereka ngomong gitu. Aku takut dibully loh padahal. Ternyata enggak ya. Okay, interesting.
No.
Terus?
So I can't say kayak I completely agree karena like I said before, everyone has the right to feel the way they feel. Cuman I feel like sekarang karena semuanya ada platform dan everyone can share the thoughts everywhere, semuanya dijadiin mental health.
Jadi kayak salah kaprah. Kayak kebablasan.
Yes, bener. Kayak they self-diagnose themselves gitu loh.
Correct.
That's what I feel.
Itu bahaya banget padahal kan.
Bener-bener.
Oke.
Dan nggak tahu ya, maybe people are gonna feel like this is wrong for me to say. Cuman kadang-kadang, even in a simple situation yang nggak bisa dibilang kayak mental health, mereka kayak sengaja bilang kayak, oh I'm like depressed or like I'm this just to feel cool. Karena it's like a trend now, mental health is quite a trend.
Iya. Bisa sampai segitunya.
Ada beberapa teman aku and I've seen a couple people yang do that soalnya. Tapi I'm just going based by my own experience.
Ini nggak bisa digeneralisasi juga.
Nggak bisa.
Kalau misalnya ada satu pesan yang bisa kamu sampaikan gitu ya ke penonton kita to end the conversation terkait dengan isu tadi mental health and how you cope with yourself, your problems, etc. Kira-kira apa yang mau kamu bilang?
I just want to say that everything in life you have to take as a learning lesson and a stepping stone for you. Karena walaupun you're in a situation yang you feel like you can't get out of it, atau you're in a really bad situation that's really messing up your mental health, just know that everything in life is a passing season. This is one season in your life. You never know how the next season is going to be. So just keep moving forward with a strong mindset and make sure you surround yourself with good people that really support you. And you'll get a far way in life.
Karena tidak pernah ada hal yang abadi di dunia ini.
Bener.
Ya, perubahan itu adalah hal yang paling terjadi selalu di dunia ini.
Bener.
Okay, thank you so much, Prince.
Thank you.
Good luck for everything.
Thank you so much.
Bye everyone.